I'm going to start by applying color corrector in the shade Peach to the areas where I have some discoloration. To cover the color corrector, I'm also going to add some concealer over top in the shade Custard by Nars Cosmetics. I like to let my concealer sit for about 5 minutes or so before blending, as I find that it gives me better coverage that way, and I like a full coverage concealer. After concealer and color corrector, I'm going to apply my foundation. I'm using a brush here, but sometimes I use my fingers or a makeup sponge. Also, I sometimes do this step before the color corrector and concealer. Now to add contour, which provides dimension and interest to my face, I'm going to use Rare Beauty Solace Liquid Contour and apply it to the areas that need contouring. I like to use a large fluffy brush for my cheeks and under my chin, and a very small thin flat brush for my nose. Now taking NYX Cosmetics Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer in the shade Fair and prepping my eyelids all the way up to my brow bone. This will help my eyeshadow be less patchy and look nice. Using my Huda Beauty Icy Nude palette, I'm going to take the shade Lavish and apply it all over my lids all the way up to my brow bone almost. This will be my transition shade. Now going in with the deeper shade Faux Fur and applying it right above where I would like my crease to be. This is not a cut crease look, but I like to kind of mimic it a little bit by placing my shadows where I would place them if I were doing a cut crease, because I have hooded eyes and it shows up better. Now I'm going to apply the shade Cold Plunge all over my lids and blend it very nicely up towards where I have the other shades. Using my fingers to apply Gold Standards is the shade name all over both of my lids. I use my fingers because I'm able to pick up more of the shimmery product that way, and it looks nicer. Going in with the shade She Rich and kind of just deepening that area between the lighter shade of gold and the darker shade that I had previously applied. I'm also going to take the same shade, She Rich, and underline the lower half of my eye going upwards, as well as doing a little bit of an underline with my eyes closed. I'm now going to use this brown eyeliner to underline my eye as well as my waterline and over top of my lid. I like the brown liner rather than the black for this area because it looks less harsh, and her makeup is beautiful and not quite as harsh as usual in this particular video and look that I'm trying to recreate. Using NYX Epic Inkliner in the shade Black for my lash line, and to create just a little bit of a wing at the end. I prefer doing the wing at the end first and then going to the beginning of my eye because I find that I have more product that I need for the wing, and then I don't need as much for the first part of my eye, so I like to do it a little bit backwards. Using some mascara to prep my eye for my false eyelashes, and I will let it dry for a little bit before applying them. I'm going to use Fenty's blush in the shade Riri. This is a powder suede blush, and I'm going to use it as the blush for this look. I'm going to use Prada's new Champagne highlighter just over top where I had the blush. This is such a pretty highlighter, and I find that it looks very natural, natural enough for everyday wear. Using this lovely brown lip liner to line my lips before applying my lipstick. Now I'm going to apply the shade Please Me lipstick by MAC Cosmetics to my lips. And after that, I just have to do one more thing. And last thing, I'm going to apply this beautiful little bindi. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss